gonna start out by saying I hope everyone's holiday season is going well for you and yours, you and your family. You know, I hope it's all working out. I hope everybody got whatever they wanted for Christmas. You know, and I hope next year is better than this year for you. But with that being said, we're almost at the end of 2013. And I was thinking, like, what were the biggest, games that were played in 2013? I came up with, I got four options. We got, I want to say, game 4, game 5, and with the Detroit Tigers versus the Red Sox. David Ortiz's big home run that basically just catapulted them into the World Series. Then you have the AFC playoffs, the divisional round, with Peyton Manning versus the Baltimore Ravens. And, the Ravens were down, and they just so happened to hit a Hail Mary bomb. And they go ahead and end on winning the game and going towards the Super Bowl. Third one, these are really in no particular order. It's just the way I'm talking about it. And the third one would have to be, for me, Alabama versus Auburn. I mean, the field goal kick return was just bananas. To end a game like that against your arch rival, your arch nemesis, whatever you want to call it, to end a game like that and basically catapult yourself from not being in any type of BCS contention to you're playing for the BCS title is crazy, because I truly believe, as a Patriots fan, everybody that knows this, I am a Patriots and Wolverines fan, that we were in the same situation where Eli Manning happened to throw a Hail Mary, help me pass, and David Tyree caught the ball on top of his head. And then they proceeded to cut Tyree the next year. That's neither here nor there. I'm still bitter about it, but it is what it is. Alabama fans are probably going to feel the same way about that kick return, the way I feel about David Tyree and Eli Manning. But, I mean, their season was just random. I mean, you have that play where, Saban's saying, we're going to go ahead and end this, kick this field goal, get out of here and go play for the national championship. And he would have been playing in 4 national championships in 5 years. So he's worth his weight in gold. And they miss it, and he runs it back. I mean, it's just bananas to think about it, because if they played that game 9 more times, I believe Alabama wins 9 times. That's just my opinion. If there's any Auburn fans out there, that's just one person's opinion. You don't have to spew and write vile stuff. It's just an opinion. Okay, that's just my opinion. But they're going to be playing for the national championship. The last one for me, being a Heat fan, I'm probably gonna get some crazy comments in the comment section, but Ray Allen's jump shot, Jesus Shuttlesworth's jump shot to tie the game was fucking, I shouldn't be swearing, but that was bananas, man. I mean, pretty much, I had almost like they had put up the ropes in Miami, and the Spurs were getting ready to celebrate and dunk them. I think this would have gave the Spurs 5. This would have gave the Spurs 5 championships. And they're getting ready to celebrate, and I was like, man alive. Like, seriously? I'm saying some words and spitting, and that's when you really know you're mad, when you start spitting. He comes down. I mean, first LeBron hits the big 3 to bring him within to close the distance, and then Ray Allen hits the game time 3-pointer. I mean, for me, I don't think it could have been. That was so climactic. I don't think it could have ended any other way than them winning the championship, because right mind, if you were a betting man and we could go back and nobody knew the outcome, who in their right mind would have thought the Heat would have came back? Because they just played poorly. They played really poorly, and the Spurs should have won that championship. Once again, that's just my opinion. I might be a Heat fan. But I'm being realistic. Things happen. And that's how that's kind of, look at that turnover. That's kind of how I feel about that. And to me, I personally think because of the magnitude of the game and things of that nature and what they were playing for, I personally believe that that game probably has the biggest effect on 2013 as being the game of the year, because everybody else is playing to get into the dance. Okay, Red Sox, even though, like I said, I'm a Yankees fan, the Red Sox wanted. They won, and that catapulted them into the World Series. Same thing with Baltimore. They were on their way to the Super Bowl, and that didn't even get them to the Super Bowl. That was just a playoff round. I think they had to play my Patriots next in Foxborough, and they ended up winning. And same thing with Auburn. They weren't playing for the title. They were playing to get a chance to play at the title, to get a chance to play for the title. And even then, man, I'm making some shitty passes. And even then, it wasn't guaranteed that, hey, this is you're gonna get in there, because until Ohio State lost, they weren't even going to be in the conversation. I was listening to ESPN and all their polls and things like that, and it was until Ohio State lost. Ohio State was going to be playing for the national championship, and so that's why I think maybe to me that Heat Spurs Game 6 was probably the biggest game of 2013, because they were playing for that Larry O'Brien trophy. They were, digging and calling their way out of the hole, to make a Game 7, to go ahead and win the championship. With that being said, with more basketball news, man, I don't know what to think of. Let's get off track for a minute. If you could, give me a vote. What do you think was the best game of 2013, in your opinion? It don't have to be lengthy. If it's the Red Sox, you just put up Boston. If it's the Heat, just throw up the Heat. It is what it is. But the basketball season so far has been so diluted with so many injuries. I mean, we get Derrick Rose back, and I'm a proponent. I don't want to see teams, not with their best players, trying to get a chance to make it to the dance. I want everybody at full strength when you come through, because you don't want the asterisks to be by, well, Derrick Rose, I fell asleep on that play. Derrick Rose wasn't playing, or Westbrook wasn't playing. Derrick Rose is out for the remainder of the year, with his new knee injury that he has going on. And now the news that Russell Westbrook is having his third procedure on his knee, that I don't know what to think about it. And it's so funny, because I know when the Heat won their first championship against the Thunder, everybody always thought, and that's why I say that, in any sports, you have to be careful what you wish for, or what you're thinking, because everybody was like, oh, it's going to be the Heat and Thunder again. It's going to be the Heat and Thunder again. Now, the East, ever since MJ has left, the East has always been down. I mean, there were the Knicks, there were the Pacers, Celtics, Pistons. There were some teams there that he had to go through. Now, granted, they were few and far between when they were at their heights, but still they were there. And the East right now is really down. And I told one of my buddies who's a Thunder fan. I told him, I was like, not everybody else in the West is just going to be terrible. I mean, people are going to get better. And you look at how Golden State is stepping up, and they're coming out of nowhere. Now, the acquisition of Dwight Howard to Houston, and granted, the Lakerless Kobe's, they'll probably be an 8 seed, but you know they'll be there. And then you got the Portland Trailblazers. They're still in the mix, and not even in the mix. Portland Trailblazers are playing some good freaking basketball right now. And even my Timberwolves, I'm playing for right now. Even my Timberwolves, they've got a pretty nice record this year. You know, they finally gotten everybody back healthy. Rubio's back. Kevin Love is back. All these guys are back and finally playing with each other. It was always in the past. It was Kevin Love would come back, Rubio would get hurt. Rubio would come back, Kevin Love would have to go out. They never got the time to actually play together and get some continuity and become a good ball club together. And you still have the Clippers, who used to be bottom feeders, and now they have Chris Paul and Doc Rivers. You know, they got with Doc, they bring championship pedigree. So I mean, the West is gonna be stacked. And last but not least, the guys that just keep on chugging, Popovich and the Spurs. I mean, every year, Pop is always in the mix with his team. You know, that's why he's a Hall of Fame coach. But every year he's in the mix. And I think this year is going to be really interesting as far as to when the playoffs start. The playoffs in the Western Conference are going to be amazing. I think everybody can already book it that it's going to be the Heat and Pacers playing for Eastern Conference title. Um, we can already etch that in stone. But the Western Conference is going to be amazing this year. Amazing this year. And I just think we're going to be in for a treat because I really have no idea who's going to come out of the West. And I forgot to add the Thunder in there, but the Thunder are going to be in the mix, hopefully. But I mean, if Westbrook doesn't come back 100% healthy, I don't know what the Thunder are going to look like because we've always heard how good Kevin Durant is, and I am a KD fan through and through. But without his number two in Westbrook, he saw how hard it was to get past. Everybody thought, oh, KD is the Batman of that team. He can get past. And I don't really think there's a such thing as a Batman and Robin. I just think you need a 1A and you need a 1A too, to play well. So, it is what it is. But got another one. We're going to keep on chugging. Like I always say, guys, if you don't like, sub, at least like or share. But I'll holla. You'll see this little cutscene coming up at the end with me and Kevin Love, and this is where it really starts to go down in my team with the Timberwolves and where things start to take a turn for the worse. So until then, see you next time.
Sorry, I tried. It just didn't work out quite right. All right, man. Look, I will make it happen. Yeah, I hope so.